Hello viewers, you're watching Nagaland TV News now. This is Nufo Iyer and here are the headlines. The Chumukirima Circle Chakrama Public Organization CCCPO reiterates its stand of one government, one tax under its jurisdiction as revolved by the Nagas on October 31, 2013. CCCPO further urges the national groups not to indulge in demeaning activities. The Eastern Nagaland legislators and Dutta officials called on Union Minister for Ministry of Donor, Culture and Tourism, G. Kishan Reddy at New Delhi on Wednesday. Minister S. Pangyupom apprises the Union Minister on the special economic package. Ever since the pandemic, the price rate of vegetables, fruits and essential commodities has risen drastically. To keep a check on rising prices, the Dimapur Municipal Council sets up a fixed price rate for those commodities. The Nagaland government, led by Principal Commissioner Abhijit Sinha, on Wednesday held a review meeting at the Secretariat Conference Hall with senior officers assigned to all districts to review the COVID-19 management in the state. Consumer Health and Hygiene Company Ricket on Tuesday launched the Bees and Bird Stock program in Nagaland for children aged between 10 and 19. Principal Director of School Education Shanavas C and Director of External Affairs and Partnerships South Asia Ricket signed MOU. The Eastern Nagaland legislators and Dutta officials called on Union Minister for Ministry of Donor, Culture and Tourism, G. Kishan Reddy, at New Delhi on Wednesday on behalf of the Eastern Nagaland delegation. Minister S. Pangyupom apprised the Union Minister on the special economic package announced by Prime Minister Narendra Modi during his visit to Eastern Nagaland in the year 2018. Various proposals of the Eastern Nagaland development projects were submitted to Donor Ministry for early sanction. Minister S. Pangyupom also informed the Union Minister that the project proposal is approved by multidisciplinary committee headed by Minister of Home Affairs. The delegation strongly appealed the Union Minister to personally intervene and take up the matter for the interests of Eastern Nagaland development. In response, Union Minister assured to the delegation that he will take up the matter at the earliest in the phased manner and asked the delegation to mention the top priority list for the first phase of the project proposal for the submitted list. He also said he will discuss with the Prime Minister and other line ministers for early sanction. The Chumukirima Circle Chakrama Public Organization CCCPO on Wednesday has reiterated its stand of one government, one tax under its jurisdiction as resolved by the Nagas on October 31, 2013. In a press release, CCCPO President Nikriho Kensei and General Secretary Kribule Pesie said the organization, comprising of 17 villages under Chumukirima, observed that many national groups had been demanding various taxes from villages and from business establishments under its jurisdiction and had been causing undue harassment to village leaders. CCPO has urged further that the national groups not to indulge in demeaning activities and instead focus on uniting with each other for an amicable political solution.
Amian ita Chumukirima Circle Chakrama Public Organization la President Nikrehu Kensei lode ase totai lode idula detail jankari aro luo. So sir kali abningan bra ekta press release tishe to idu press release la abnian olop detail de kole parwo.
Ami ekta duta itu amikhan laga press release kura laga koi dibo paribo. Amikhan forefather para nagamano tu alakase koi gene Amikhan laga alak cholabo nimite itu Naga society ke feature to bhal hobo nimite Naga mano alak ase koi kena aha time te tai khan laga principle to tax to Indian sarkari loko ne dibo Amikhan tax ektai বি নিদিব কৈ কিনে ইমান ষ্ট্ৰাগল কৰি কিনে আহিছে তো এনেকা আহি কিনে আমি খান নাগা মানুহটো পঢ়া লেখা কৰি কিনে মানুহ লগা চাই কিনে আহাটো নাগা ষ্ট্ৰাগল নিমিত্তে বি ভাল কৰি কিনে ৰাস্তা বিচাৰি কিনে আহি আছে তো এইটো সোমাইতে একবাৰটো হ'লে টেক্সটো আলাগ কৰি কিনে পাব্লিকটো বেছি চাফাৰ হৈ যাইছে তো খালি একটা ফেকশন নহয় কিনে বেছি ফেকশন বি হৈ কিনে টেক্স বেছি হোৱা পৰা পাব্লিকটো বেয়া পাই কিনে থকা সোমাইতে 2013 তে একাউণ্টটো লেট কৰি কিনে একাউণ্টে কাম কৰা খান লেট কৰি কিনে পাব্লিক সব মিলাই কিনে নাগা মানুহটো নাগা ভাল নিমিত্তে কাম কৰিব হলে নাগা মানুহটো একটা আছে এইটো নাগা ফেকশন নাগা কজ নিমিত্তে কাম কৰা খান বি একটা হ'ব টেক্স একটা হ'ব তাতে একো ডিসপিউট নাই কিন্তু আলাগ কৰি কিনে টেক্স থাকিছে ক'লে আমি খান ইটো আৰু নকৰিব দেই কৈ কিনে ফচলা হৈছে এনেকা হৈ কিনে আহা সোমাইতে পাব্লিক বি অলপ আৰাম পাই যাইছে আৰু বিজনেছ ফাৰ্ম বি অলপ আৰাম হৈ কিনে এনেকা আহাটো আহি কিনে আৰু 2021 তে ফেকশন আলাগ খান আহি কিনে কিছিম তে টেক্স আকৌ বিচাৰি আহিছে কৈছে পাব্লিকে অলপ ডিমাণ্ড বি কৰি আহিছে কৈছে ইটো পৰা আমি খান চাকমা পাব্লিক অৰ্গেনাইজেশ্যন চাকমা কেটিমা চাৰ্কলটো বস্তি 18টা মিলি কিনে থকাটো চেয়াৰমেন হেডজিবি কথা কৰা সোমাইতে ইটো লগা খবৰ পা নিমিত্তে আমি খান ডিছকাশ্যন কৰি যা সোমাইতে আমি খান আজি বি 2013 লগা one government one tax to ituhe sob manu itute khara koribo eneka kotha hoi ja nimite ami kan press release to dise to press release dia to itie kiman manobi naga nimite bhal bamna kore ase itu khanke itu nijor khorte alag problem na olai gene naga cause asol to fight kuri thakise kole ami khan laga bhal amicable settlement nimite sob manu unite kuri kine kam kuribi aro tax itutu aro public loko aro namangi kine bhal para mili kine ami khan laga naga amicable settlement to ani diele ami khan sob bhal hobo aro faction alag thakile bi sob manu ekta hole itu he best hobo tete age kwa nisena one government one tax te ekku dispute nai itu he fasla kura nimite ami kan itu press release dise
amian itia president of Chumukirima Circle Chakrama Public Organization CCCPO laga personal lade khota kurishe to tan ba kwado ta la press release to idu one government one tax te emphasize kurina se aro idu taxes kan ki alag demand kurado idu nakurigina sob national groups kan do unite kurina idu political solution aniwo karne ekta request kure se kuna idu janai dishe mui imnasla with camera person Kelezo.
The Nagaland government, led by Principal Commissioner Abhijit Sinha, on Wednesday held a review meeting at the Secretariat Conference Hall with senior officers assigned to all districts of the state to review the COVID-19 management. The officers assigned provided brief update on the situation in their assigned districts. Their top concern was about the low vaccination turnout and emphasized the importance of expanding the COVID vaccine awareness campaign. Particularly in rural areas, the officers also recommended for actions to improve the overall management of COVID-19 throughout the state. Director Inspector General Central Industrial Security Force from Northeastern Zone Headquarters Guwahati, Siddhartha Shankar Sharma, visited CISF unit station at Doyang Hydroelectric Project under Woka district on Tuesday. Reportedly, the DIG held a meeting with the DHEB officials and discussed for better coordination between the two entities. While addressing at the Sainik Sammelan, he urged the security unit to maintain healthy body and healthy mind through exercises and urged them to be aware of cultural traits and stay in touch with local community. He encouraged the Jawans to be actively involved in the community outreach program undertaken by the unit to promote peace, while calling all Jawans to strictly follow the COVID-19 Standard Operating Procedure SOPs while performing their duties. The DIG visited all the duty posts within the plant and had interaction with the Jawans. He also inspected the sapling plantation site maintained by the unit meant for community outreach program. Furthermore, the DIG inaugurated 2 canteens, Sanra Shikha and canteen and a multi-purpose gym. The Director Inspector General was accompanied by Group Commandant CISF Group HQ Guwahati Harendra Narayan. Western Sumi Hoho WSH appeals state government to help farmers whose cultivation are affected by drought and are facing hardship as due to insufficient rainfall. Many farmers could not grow essential crops. Western Sumi Hoho also appealed the Sumis living in the western sector to explore all possible opportunities in the field of agriculture and start engaging oneself in modern and mechanized mode of farming and utilize them to the fullest for economic prosperity and sustainable livelihood. WSH in its statement stressed on mobilizing all our resources from both government and public to strengthen our economy through agriculture. Consumer Health and Hygiene Company Reckitt on Tuesday launched the Birds and Bees Stock program in Nagaland for children aged between 10 and 19. A memorandum of understanding on the program was signed by Principal Director of School Education, Shanavas C, and Director of External Affairs and Partnerships, South Asia, Reckitt. Reportedly, the Birds and Bees Stock program is a comprehensive growing up life skill education curriculum that helps make children informed and empower them with critical information that promotes them to grow into responsible, healthy adults. The program has a 2-level interactive animated curriculum that covers growing up and life skills to promote the core principles of inculcation, awareness, consent, protection, and equity. Mokokchung district has achieved 75% COVID vaccination coverage. The Chief Medical Officer of Mokokchung, Dr. R. Chubala Iyer, informed during the second quarter district review meeting of the Health Department held in the CMO's office on Thursday. The meeting was held under the chairmanship of the Deputy CMO, Dr. Ao Nongtuk. Furthermore, Dr. Chubala lauded the officials for giving their best efforts to prevent further spread of the virus in the district. She also highlighted the importance of early testing and treatment, contact tracing, and to do proper monitoring of health units within their jurisdiction. She further encouraged the members to work hard in the fight against COVID pandemic and to come up with new ideas and innovations. Ever since the pandemic, the price rate of vegetables, fruits and essential commodities has come up drastically. To keep a check on rising prices, the Dimapur Municipal Council set up a fixed price rate for those commodities. Our reporter Aram Achumi has some insights on the market situation.
Gaspani. Gaspani area.
Kundu area exact.
Exact to Mezipima area is na. Bosti to Bungsang.
To Kimamba bigri gura sabne.
To size support है डांगोर खान तो अलग से डांगोर तो 30, 25, 20 और छोटा तो 10, 15 इन्हें से.
तो सेल दिखेगा जैसे मना नहीं ठीक पकिनास ना.
ये तो होता है दिन तो एक ही ना है. गुण दिन तो बिसी आई है बिसी आ दिन तो रेट तो ब्याह हो जाए.
तो अपने होता है इन्हें बिका ऐसे.
होता है.
Every morning. तो होता है तो माने सब तो सेल ना हो जाए.
सेल तो हो जाए होले भी दाम तो कमती हो जाए. बिसी ताका दिन ते ना.
तो एक ता लोप ताता मोबाइल बने वाला. তো তাতে মোবাইল একটা লগত আনিলে কিমান নিচিনা জান
পিচটো কোনোবাটো 2500 বি আছে 2200 বি আছে 1800 বি আছে দাদা মোবাইল আলাগ আলাগ আছে দাদা সুমো দেবি আনে আৰু দাদা মোবাইল দেবি আছে
তো এটা আপনি এনেকলা নন লোকাল খান বি করে আছে না কিংগা আছো
নাই বেছি বস্তি মানুহ আলাগ আলাগ বি আহে একলা নহয় 4টা 5টা গাড়ী বি আহি যায় কোনোবা দিনতে 7 তাক বি আহি যায়
दूसरा सदलु पेंडेमिक जहाँ सालू पेंडेमिक पर तो बिजनेस तो बेसी क्या करना से हमें नहीं जाना नहीं तो अप डाउन करना पड़ा इसी ना तो इधर साल भी अपने हैं इधर दुख पैसे ना पाना इधर पेंडेमिक करने
दुख तो पैसे मार्केट निमित्त है बेसी दुख पैसे और होदाई भी गाड़ी ला इवेंट ओ थका पड़ा होदाई आई बोले बेसी दुख আছে
तो अपने इधर बंद থাকে हमदे इधर उलाइले तो बिया हो जाबो फ्रूट्स আছে तो किंगा की उपाय करे বিক্রি কৰালা তো মানুহ নাই নাই
by the grace of God বন থাকা টাইমতে পাকিয়া নাই কাঁচা থাকি আছে না এতিয়া বন খোলা টাইমতে হে পাকি যাইছে এতিয়া তো ঠিক পুরা সেল হৈ যায়
হলে বি সমান আপ ডাউন করে তো বেশি না কাঁচা লাগে সমান তেনেকৈ আছে তো কেতিয়া বাড়ি যায় কেতিয়া কমতে যায় কালি মির্চা গেছে টি হলছিল মাকাম তো গেছে 90 নাকা কাঁচা লাগে সমান তো গ্যারান্টি নাই আপ ডাউন বেশি করে
থাকে তো আপনি জানে বুখিনা আনি আসলা
হয় মানুহ পৰাই আনিবলৈ দিয়ে মই বস্তি লাগা মানুহ পৰাই আনিবলৈ দিয়ে তাই কাণ আনিব এতিয়া মিলি কেনে বিক্ৰী কৰে এনেকা কৰে মইতো
তো লাভটো ওলাই না নোলাই
অলপ চলপ কোনোবা জাগাতে হ'লেতো 2 টাকা বি পায় কোনোবাতে না কোনোবাতে 5 টাকা বি পায় এনেকা আছে এনেকাতে চলাই আছে কি কৰিব উপায় নাই এইটো কাণটো হ'লেতো 100 পৰা দি আছে দে ডাঙৰ কাণটো
এতে কাঁচা সবজি না কি আছে তো সব খান বিকা
সব হোলসেল রেটে
হয় হয় সব
নিচিনা আছে তো
হয় 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 দুসরা ইনসান
কম কিন্তু কিমান বগৰ আছে
15 কেজিতে না 15 আর কচু আছে না কচু তো 30 আছে হয় ভিন্ডি তো 15 আর চিলি তো 50 আছে হয়
মার্কেটে তো ಇದು হোলসেল মানে মার্কেটৰ কিমান নিচিনা হ'ব
এইটো তো অলপ ডিফারেন্স 10 টাকা 5 টাকা এনে ডিফারেন্স পৰা পাব এটোই আছে
বজাৰতে কিমান বলে আপনি আন বজাৰতে তো কিমান বলে
টমেটো 60 কিনে হ'ব
এটা 30 বাদ দিয়া
এইটো হোলসেল আছে হোলসেলার মার্কেট
দোনে দেব লয়
না 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 কোন দোকান ঘুরে তা খান লব আমি খান তো খোলা है कैश दिखे ना पाए
ज्यादा भाव सब्जी में सबसे ज्यादा भाव
मिर्चा का है भाई
मिर्चा का
जी
प्याज का गिर गया
प्याज भी 40 है
प्याज भी 40 है
जी
होलसेल करे
होलसेल तो 38 है ऐसे खुला तो 40 बिकाता है
Himanta Biswa Sharma held a meeting with Honorable CM of Nagaland, Shri Nifirio, along with his cabinet colleagues G. Kaito Aye, Jacob Zimomi and H. Haing, discussed several issues of mutual interest between the two states. They also discussed various political matters concerning their alliance. Combined Technical Association of Nagaland on Wednesday voiced objection to the advertisement issued by the Department of Electrical Inspectorate for 1 LDA-cum-Computer Assistant Directorate and 2 LDA-cum-Computer Assistant on August 21. In a recent press release issued by its media cell, the CTAN cautioned the department against conducting any department exams for posts with grade paid 2800 and above and various memorandums submitted by PSNN. ACAUT and subordinates of CTAN to the state government are meant to be sent to NPSC until Nagaland State Selection Board is made functional. The association further mentioned that it would continue to boycott and revolt against any such departmental exams not complying with demands met earlier. The Hardware Merchants Association Dimapur on Wednesday appealed to the NSC and IM to revoke the quit notice served on a hardware store that was allegedly found selling hardware items with tempered price tags. The association, through its media cell, termed the incident very unfortunate as one of its members, Marishi Hardware, was also involved in the case. It also appreciated NSC and IM's special investigation team for its tireless effort to uproot corruption and malpractices in Dimapur. However, the Dimapur-based Merchandise Association stated that detection of such crime should be reported to the district administration and offenders be dealt with appropriate legal action. Five people were killed near Diungbra in Assam's Dima Hasao district late Thursday night after their trucks were attacked, allegedly by members of the Dimasa National Liberation Army. Ayan Singh, Superintendent of Police Dima Hasao district, said the terrorists fired several rounds at the truck drivers and other people before setting 7 of the trucks on fire. Security personnel rushed to the spot, Rangarbil on Umrangsa Lanka Road, and recovered the bodies. The incident took place a little over 200 km from Guwahati. Reportedly, the trucks were carrying coal and other material for a nearby cement manufacturing plant. Meghalaya will open its doors for tourists from 1st September. Chief Minister Conrad R. Sangma on Thursday announced the reopening of the state's tourism sector from 1st December with relaxations of COVID protocols for travelers and tourists. Reportedly, tourists who have been fully vaccinated will be allowed to visit Meghalaya, while negative COVID test reports conducted 72 hours before arrival in the state will be mandatory for those who receive the first dose of vaccines. Furthermore, the CM of Meghalaya also informed that residents of Meghalaya will also be allowed to visit any tourist destination in the state. A part of the Dehradun-Rishikesh bridge over the Jharkhand River near Rani Pokhari village collapsed as heavy rains continued to lash parts of Uttarakhand on Friday. Meanwhile, a couple of cars also washed away from the bridge collapse on Dehradun-Rishikesh highway. Uttarakhand has been witnessing heavy downpour for the past 3-4 days. Incessant rain in Dehradun for the last 48 hours has weakened havoc, because of which the Maldevada Shaharashtra link road has been submerged in the river for several meters. The Rishikesh, Devprayag, Rishikesh, Deri and Dehradun Mussoorie roads have been closed due to landslide at several places. The police have also advised travelers to avoid these areas until the weather becomes normal. In a major additional Rs 1,500 crore bonanza for government employees and pensioners in the run-up to the State Assembly polls, the Punjab government has decided to further hike the basic pay by a minimum of 15% over and above the basic pay as on December 31st, 2015, in addition to restoration of certain allowances. With this, the total average increase in salary and pension per employee has gone up to Rs 1,05,000 per annum. From the earlier Rs 79,250 per annum, the decision on further hike was taken at Cabinet meeting on Thursday, chaired by Chief Minister Amrinder Singh. India's national capital, Delhi, has ranked first with most cameras installed per square miles according to Forbes list. Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal said the national capital has surpassed the mega cities such as New York, London and Shanghai in having the most number of CCTV cameras installed per square mile. According to Forbes list, Delhi tops with 1,826.6 CCTV cameras per square mile, followed by London with 1,138. Chennai secured third place with 609.9 CCTV cameras, while Mumbai came in 18th with 157.4 CCTV cameras per square mile. Furthermore, CM Kejriwal felicitated officers involved in the camera installation mission. Aviation Regulator Director General of Civil Affairs Aviation Limited, the 2019 ban on airlines flying Boeing 737 MAX aircraft on Thursday. Reportedly, the jet was grounded around the world following crashes in Indonesia and Ethiopia that killed 346 people. In its order on Thursday, the aviation regulator said it has observed no untoward reporting on jets already flying after 17 global regulators allowed it to resume flights. Furthermore, most major markets, including the US and Europe, have since then allowed the aircraft to resume flights last year. According to reports, 175 countries have allowed the 737 MAX to return to service, with 30 airlines already restarting their MAX aircraft services. After New Delhi's decision on Thursday, China is the only major aviation market to hold back approvals to the American plan maker. Bollywood actor Sonu Sood to become brand ambassador for Delhi government's Desh Ki Mentor initiative for school kids. Under the initiative, young people from across the country can choose to become a mentor of 2 to 3 students of government schools of Delhi, and they will guide them towards achieving their goals. The announcement was made by Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. Sonu Sood was also present during the press conference. The announcement came after Sonu met Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. The objective is to strengthen and boost the entertainment industry. Sonu Sood is also the brand ambassador for Punjab government's COVID vaccination program. India reports 44,658 fresh COVID-19 cases and 496 deaths in the last 24 hours. India's recovery rate now stands at 97.60%. A total of 32,988 patients recovered in the last 24 hours, which bring the total recoveries to 3,18,21,428 across the country in the last 24 hours, with 3,44,899 active cases. Meanwhile, Nagaland records 29,718 COVID-19 cases, while 612 deaths. $13 U.S. service members are at least 60 Afghans were killed, including 140 are wounded in twin bombing attack outside Kabul's airport on Thursday. The first blast was reported at the Abbey Gate in Kabul airport, while the second blast was near the Baron Hotel. Several other explosions were heard in city of Kabul in the evening. The United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres also condemned the terror attack and expressed his support for the victims of the blast. The Islamic State terror group has claimed responsibility for Thursday's attack at the Kabul airport in Afghanistan. In a message shared on its Amaq news agency, the group claims the blast killed and wounded some 160, and photo of a man said to be a suicide bomber was included. Meanwhile, the U.S. Embassy has issued a fresh warning in Kabul. Back in Washington, U.S. President Joe Biden met with top officials of his administration on Thursday as 2 explosives were reported in Kabul. The Taliban has condemned the bombing of civilians at Kabul airport after reports suggest that an ISIS suicide bomber was responsible for the explosion outside the Kabul airport. That's all we have for now. Keep watching Nagaland TV for more news and updates.
Hi everyone, welcome to the first edition of the Nltv Awards. I'm Sangkamayer, the host, and we have here Miss Limasala, my co-host. Tonight we are going to have a panel of discussion on the topic 33% women reservation